Huge NFC North
Yeah.
matchup between Green Bay and Detroit. Winner enters a tie for first, or at the very least, they remain one game behind the Bears, who are playing the Eagles on Black Friday. Who do you think wins between Packers and Lions, and why? And which team would you trust more to win a playoff game?
Oh, it's got to be Detroit. Look, I know they have some question marks defensively, and the biggest issue they're going to have mono coverage is against Christian Watson, in my opinion, in that game. I think he's a guy that could erupt down the field from some explosive pass gains. But ultimately, Jahmyr Gibbs coming off the best single performance by a running back, even better than any one of those like 3 touchdown games that Jonathan Taylor had. He had last week, put up over 260 combined yards and 3 touchdowns of his own. He's a matchup nightmare. And if you recall back in week 1, he had 10 receptions in that game, which was just a strange, bizarre, hideous display by Detroit offensively. I think they're going to rectify some issues in the rematch. They're on the fast track there at home. And you look at Green Bay, taking this from a fantasy perspective, they have allowed, inside the top 10 in most fantasy points to the running back position for the last 5 weeks running. So that is an area of vulnerability, is in the trenches. I think we're going to see more mandatory Montgomery, you jackals, as well. I think he's got a great shot at scoring a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a handful. J-Mo coming off the clunker last week will probably get going as well. I think Detroit is going to win. Are they going to win convincingly? Yeah, I say they win by 10 or more.
Wow. I can't believe you and I are very aligned on this. I agree, though.
Really?
By the way, on 3rd and goal, Panthers try to go a little pass out to the flat for Chuba Hubbard, and the Niners were all over it. Loss of 3, so they bring on Ryan Fitzgerald. He hits through the chip shot field goal. Niners lead 7-3, just over 2 minutes to go. But, I mean, right now, the way Brock Purdy's letting go of the football, you got to hold your breath every time he throws it. So we'll see what happens there. I agree with you. I mean, we're very much in line. I think the Lions have come a long way since that week 1 beatdown at the hands of the Packers. And I don't trust Matt LaFleur right now. I don't, right? We haven't hit December yet. This game will be played on Thanksgiving. December is when Matt LaFleur all of a sudden becomes one of the greatest head coaches in NFL history. His win percentage, his number against the spread in December, he's phenomenal. Like, the Packers are a amazing team in December. We're not that December yet. And I think the Lions have come a long way. And I agree with a lot of what you said about the adjustments they've had to make. This game is going to play out way differently than it did in week 1. They're going to have so much more success being able to run the football because that offensive line that had a rookie and a new guard when they started the year is more in sync with one another. And Jared Goff's not going to be asked to throw a ton, right? And even when he does, there's not many quarterbacks that are better at getting the ball out of their hand quickly and being able to beat a good pass rush than Jared Goff. Now, if he's actually under pressure, that's a different story. But this game's being played in Detroit. It's not in Green Bay. It's not going to be cold. It's not outdoors. That favors Goff. I think they'll be able to run the football well. And again, how can you trust the Packers offense right now? They have shown you next to nothing. So I agree with you. I think the Lions win this game at least by a field goal, if not by a touchdown. And they would be the team that I trust to win a playoff game more. I said the Packers were going to win the Super Bowl before the year. I mean, at this point, I'm holding on to that with like a very loose grip here because I've just seen too many inconsistencies from them. But Detroit's a proven team in the playoffs. Now, they had all the injuries last year, and they had the lead on the Niners in the NFC title game 2 years ago. I think at a certain point, you fail enough, you learn from your mistakes, and maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's Dan Campbell's he's a big, strong man, and Matt LaFleur is not. I don't know. I would trust the Lions to win a playoff game more than Green Bay. You agree with that?
Yeah, I certainly would. Again, because you got to ground and pound and do it quite effectively in whatever conditions that you're playing in, whether they're in the creature comforts of the dome on the fast track or maybe you're outside in the elements. And Detroit could play variable ways. They could play a slobber knocker kind of a game where they nickel and dime through the pass game, and you can do that with Amon-Ra St. Brown and get J-Mo involved in the screen game, and he has the electricity in the legs to take it to the house. And they got that 1-2 punch, as I mentioned, of Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery. Now, there is a catastrophic loss offensively on this team, that being Sam Laporta, a guy that could really maximize some of those mismatches across the middle of the field. But hopefully Brock Wright, who's been decent, can catch, 3-4 balls, keep the defenses honest, and be a guy that can get some of the short gains that can open some things up elsewhere in this offense. But yeah, I think Detroit is built to win in January football, no matter where that game is played, indoors or out.